West Ham won, Chelsea won, so the game just finished. Disappointing, obviously, as a Chelsea fan. I've seen a lot of people getting very salty at this result now. As I said in my preview, I said Chelsea win 2-1. We should have won 2-1, considering we should have had a penalty, which I think is the most egregious thing that happened in this game. But for the most part, Chelsea played really well. I told you what would happen. I said Chelsea would dominate the ball. They would play better than they did against Fulham, and then and West Ham would kind of sit there and hope for a counter attack or a free kick or a corner to score from. Literally exactly what happened. Chelsea were really good for the first 20 minutes. So yeah, just dominant. We created a lot of chances. Good goal. Enzo Fernandez with a great cross or kind of Kevin De Bruyne-esque ball when João Felix gets a free goal. Kai Havertz, one of the times he was actually onside when they gave it offside. When he went for a goal, there's another one where he goes around the keeper and scores where he was offside. There's one where João Felix scores and he's offside. I mean, the refereeing in this game was dog shit from minute one, to be honest. Like, the linesman as well, brother, just give it offside if it's offside. Just make the decision. I'm sick and tired of this, bro. Like, I think the biggest story of this game is the referees are poor. Because that penalty, it was clearly a penalty. My man saved the ball. Like, he saved the ball. I don't think it was going to go in regardless, but he saves it. Souček saves the ball, and how they look at that and they go, okay, it's not a penalty. Fair enough. The referee says it. But what's VAR there for, bro? Why? Why has he not looked at that and said to the ref, hey, go look, that's clearly a pen. They literally cleared it straight away. But 10 minutes before, when West Ham were clearly offside and they score a goal, it took them 10 minutes to rule it out, bro. I mean, I'm not going to go into conspiracy theories about agenda, but that's crazy. That is crazy, but I'm not going to talk about that too much. It is what it is. In terms of the performance and the starting lineup is exactly what most of us wanted. I didn't want Kai Havertz to play, but I guess, he doesn't trust Datra Fofana. Didn't even bring him onto the pitch. So all in all, the lineup wasn't too bad. I mean, I knew Cucurella would play, considering Ben Chilwell is not up to fitness. You could even see it in that game. He's still struggling a little bit with his match sharpness. I mean, Chelsea created a decent amount of chances, like way more than the Fulham game. Probably could have won that game 3-4, 4-1 on a different day. But first half, totally dominant. They got lucky from a mistake from Cucurella, mistake from Madueke or Reece James. I think when you play five at the back, if he's four at the back, that is Madueke's job to cover the wing back running in there, and he doesn't. Reece James is kind of covering a different player. I mean, there was also bits in the first half where the passes were a bit strong and they looked a bit off it, but that's what happens when everyone's new to the team, really. But like I said, just a lack of being clinical again. There's one time where Ruben Loftus-Cheek could cut it back straight away. He messes up. There's one in the second half where Mason Mount just cuts it back to the wrong place. Kai Havertz again offside when he shouldn't have been. I mean, João Felix was offside for one of them. Really good goal. I mean, really disappointing goal to concede. There's another header for Kai Havertz, which ends up in the crowd. But for the first half, I think Chelsea dominated the game. I think Enzo Fernandez and João Felix were really the two best players in our team. Just João Felix was all over the place, ripping them apart, winning fouls. I'm not sure how Kufau didn't get like fucking 3 yellow cards in that game. The referee was on something. But yeah, the second half was just the normal Chelsea. It was reminiscent of Fulham. They couldn't keep the consistency. João Felix was not in the game as much. Enzo Fernandez was still passing the ball forwards. I mean, Reece James was better in the second half. I think in the first half he wasn't up to scratch of what he usually plays, but in the second half he was much better. Madueke looked good in moments, but then again he just looks a bit raw. Like, he needs to refine himself a little bit. Mudryk was in and out of the game. I mean, I think that's a product of Cucurella just being shit at this point. Like, my man just isn't helping. Again, it's his mistake for the goal, and in the game he was just poor. There was a few decent cutbacks from crosses in the game. Chelsea probably should have had 3 or 4 goals. And then in the second half, there's that offside goal. Kepa makes a really good save, but man is offside. Declan Rice was offside and Souček is offside. And it took the VAR 10 minutes to sort that shit out, which is crazy to me because you could see clearly that it was offside. Clearly that the man is almost a whole body length in front of him or whatever. 2 minutes later, fucking Souček makes save of the season. And where is the penalty, bro? Where is the penalty? I mean, the refereeing today was shocking. We're going to get into some player ratings for this, though. We're going to start with Kepa in goal. Didn't really have much to do. I mean, there was one shaky pass he did make, but for the most part, he looked pretty good. That Declan Rice offside save was really good as well. I couldn't really have done much better. There was one cross where he fell over where he should have maybe done better, but solid 7. Reece James, first half, shaky. Like, he wasn't up to par in the first half. You could somewhat put some blame on him for the goal. But in the second half, he was back to putting the ball in. He was composed. He was much better defensively. I give him a 6.5. Very good second half performance. Thiago Silva and Badiashile, again, nothing really went for our goal. They defended very well. Badiashile got a yellow card for poking the ball from Mikel Antonio. So, I mean, there's that. He actually taps the ball and they give him a card for that. Is interesting. But Badiashile was very dominant in the air, as you would expect. So, good performance. I give them both a 7. I mean, I don't think they could have played much better. I mean, maybe I'd like them to move the ball a bit quicker. But it is what it is. Cucurella today, worst player on the pitch. A lot of people were saying that Mount, Havertz, Cucurella and Gallagher shouldn't be near the team this week. And Graham Potter gave us 2 of the 4. I mean, I knew Cucurella would start since Lewis Hall's not been with the squad or something, I don't know. Chilwell's not fit and Lewis Hall has not been picked the last few games, so of course he'll play. Again, he was just in no man's land for most of the game. He wasn't giving Mudryk any support whatsoever, bro. My man is running around like a headless chicken. And I saw someone say on Twitter that he thinks like a defender. No, he doesn't, bro. Man doesn't think. Man is all over the place. Maybe he overthinks. He just runs around. He's never in the right place. I mean, all the threat comes from his side, literally. Every threat is coming from his side. Mudryk done better defending from him in that one counter-attack than he did all game long. So, I don't want to harp on Cucurella, but he needs to be dropped. Against Dortmund, Ben Chilwell just needs to start, I think. And I don't care if he's fit enough. He needs to start that game. Moving into the midfield, I said Loftus-Cheek and Enzo Fernandez would be a good partnership, and I think it was. It enabled Enzo Fernandez to get more forward. Ruben Loftus-Cheek had a few bursts forward. Again, he held the ball too long at times, but he hasn't played since October or something, so I give him a pass for that. There was one where he should have cut it back, and it should have been 1-0 in like the first 5 minutes of the game, but, you know, he took too long. But Enzo Fernandez, man of the match, I think that's fair enough. I give him an 8. Cucurella gets a 4. I don't know if I rated him, but... And Loftus-Cheek, I gave him a 7 again. Played pretty well, was good on the ball, went past players. A few times he overplayed and held the ball too long, but for the most part, it was very good. Madueke on the right, not as good as his first appearance last week. Like, he was trying, he did go past a few players, but you can see his end product is a bit lacking. Like, the technique of how he passes the ball is a bit weird, especially long distances. He doesn't really have a set crossing technique, if you will. Like, he just kind of swings his foot at the ball and hopes it gets in there. But he was positive. But like I said, he's still raw, still young. I think he's somebody that you bring off the bench. I don't think he'll be starting when Raheem Sterling is fit. But he was okay. I give him a 6. He was okay. He did have a shot in the first half that the goalkeeper had to save. João Felix down the middle, very good in the first half. Scored the goal, was creating, was driving past players. In the second half, didn't really touch the ball, to be honest. I give him a 7. He was very good throughout the first half, second half, like I said. A few fouls that he won, but for the most part, not much. Not much was happening. Mudryk, again, not in the game. Not in the game. And I think that is a product of, one, no one's passing him the ball for some reason. Like, man is making runs. He wants to run in behind and no one's looking for him. And that's Chelsea in a nutshell over the last 2 years. They don't pass the ball forward. They don't look up. A few times Enzo Fernandez played some over the tops. There's one where, like, Cucurella played it over the top to Kai Havertz, but like for the most part they're not giving him the ball. And you saw how Madueke and Reece James had a much better partnership because he was actually supporting Madueke on the right side. Cucurella did not help Mudryk one bit in that game. Mudryk had a few cameos in the game where he drove past a few players, where he made some nice passes, but I don't think he should have come off in my opinion. Maybe he's still not fully fit, I don't know, but I don't think he should have come off. I think that was a mistake. And then up front, Kai Havertz again. Kai Havertz doing Kai Havertz things for the most part, not in the game. Sauntering around the pitch as he does. I mean, I'm not going to really blame him for that header. Could he have maybe got it on target? I don't think so. Ogbonna was literally hugging him at that point. That's poor. The subs, Ziyech really put in one good cross, then one bad cross. Done a few turns, passed the ball backwards. Didn't really do anything. Mount made a few decent runs, but the end product just wasn't there again. I mean, he has a free cutback. I don't know who it was. Was it Ziyech that was literally had an open goal and he cuts it back towards the edge of the box instead of a cross? Don't know what he was doing there. Was that for the penalty? Shout, I'm not sure, but just Mason Mount. Again, some good things, but didn't really touch the ball. Conor Gallagher. I know his shot led to the penalty appeal, but my man, you got to move the ball, bro. He just dribbles on the ball way too much. He just turns in circles. He passed the ball, bro. Just pass the ball. But again, he didn't have much time to do anything. I'm not sure why David Fofana didn't play. I don't know why Aubameyang's not in the squad either, bro. You don't have a striker. At least use one of them, bro. Please. All in all, though, as a team performance, it was very good for the most part. Unlucky to concede. Like I said in the preview, they're going to concede something stupid eventually. Like 3 clean sheets in a row. It's Chelsea. They're going to concede a silly goal. That's exactly what they did. I think West Ham will be pretty happy with the point. The penalty, I mean, it's the penalty. I think if we had a more fiery manager, it'd be calling out that ref right now, bro. He would be calling him out. I think the ref needs to answer some questions, bro. This is not the first time in recent memory that, not just Chelsea, but plenty of teams, the referees are making bad calls, bro. Like, what's going on? I heard in commentary that the guy on VAR is the head of VAR, bro. He's the head. He's the chief, and he's making those decisions. It explains it, bro. It explains it. It explains everything. I mean, again, refereeing shocking. I think the ref throughout the game was poor, to be honest. The linesman as well. I mean, just put your flag up if he's offside, man. Overall, I'm not disappointed by the performance. Obviously, I wanted them to win. I think against Dortmund, Chelsea will beat Dortmund. I think the encouraging signs are there, if I'm being honest. But hey, it is what it is. I see a lot of people saying Grandpa out. Bro, are you stupid or what? Like, I don't see why people are getting on him. It's not his fault that the penalty wasn't given, and then we win the game. I think the performance for the most part was reminiscent of what we've been doing under Tuchel before that too. So it is what it is. You guys let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.